Restoring the biodiversity of the Humber is really central and the key to restoring the wider Humber ecosystem. Societies depend intrinsically on biodiversity for a number of reasons, including to store carbon, and obviously a key driver of climate change. We know that intact ecosystems store much more carbon than degraded ecosystems. So biodiversity is absolutely equally important as carbon in fighting climate change.
I grew up on the Humber near Grimsby, and I spent all my free time playing around in the sea, playing on the beach, sailing on the Humber. It's just so beautiful. The salt marsh, the sea, the Humber, the views out from the beach here. I've lived here for so long and seen so many changes. The Humber Estuary here has changed so much, dramatically so. The sandbanks have all completely changed their appearance. The erosion on the coast here is phenomenal, the rate of erosion. Every day you go down there and you'll see more trees in the sea, more erosion. We've got so many young children who won't be able to access the sea as well as I did when I was a kid, because it's just not a nice place to be. And the impact that then has on their understanding of the Humber, if they've not experienced it, it means nothing. If you have experienced it, then you will understand why it needs saving, it needs protecting, and we need to do something to save that for the future.
We have a number of different habitats here. We have reed beds, we have salt marsh, we have sand dunes, just this real mosaic of different habitats which supports a number of different species. Being in nature for me is where I find peace. And going out into nature and just being present in that moment, you can feel the wind in your skin, you can hear the birds in the air, you're looking through binoculars, you become very mindful about what's in front of you and you're not worrying about all of the background noise of everyday life. The wildlife we have on the Humber have been using it for thousands and thousands of years, but we are at risk of losing that wildlife. It really is vital that we preserve both these habitats and these species so that our future generations can enjoy it as well.
The Humber is a tidal estuary. It's full of incredibly important species. Water quality in the Humber has been poor. The poor water quality was one of the key drivers for the loss of habitats such as seagrass. Native oysters are filter feeders. They actually purify the water. Now that has all been lost. If we didn't react to the situation that we see in the Humber, we would see continued declines of habitat. We have a situation now where we need human intervention to bring these habitats back. It's reached the point where they cannot naturally regenerate. Biodiversity and ecosystems are obviously intrinsically linked. They depend on each other. So we really need to think of things as a whole, and if one thing declines, it's going to impact the overall ecosystem. Our idea of the solution is to think of it as an interconnected ecosystem. So we are looking at restoring habitats that depend on each other. For example, native oysters, seagrass, and then salt marsh. All of them together provide nursery habitat for species, and those species then go on to populate and improve the ecosystem.
So we're here at Spurn Point, and this is where we have recently launched the Wilder Humber Restoration Project. We have teamed up with the Yorkshire Wildlife Trust and the Lincolnshire Wildlife Trust, where we're restoring lost seagrass meadows, salt marshes and oyster biogenic reefs. Our ultimate aim is to restore habitats and also improve biodiversity in this area. Spurn Point used to have nearly 490 hectares of wild seagrass meadows. Due to pollution and human influences over the last sort of 50, 60 years, we now actually only have between 2 and 4 hectares of wild seagrass meadows. So that's why we really want to be restoring the habitats that we've lost. They're an unsung hero, really, in the fight with climate change and biodiversity loss. The seagrass meadows will be helping to improve water quality, preventing coastal erosion, and storing carbon. So if we can just bolster up and restore these meadows, that will be making a big difference.
So to improve the situation in the Humber, we've been monitoring the water quality, we've been monitoring what's been happening in terms of species returning. We've introduced protections for species or habitats which are on our land, for example, seagrass, and then we've trialled bringing back oysters in a series of stages. We've now proven that they can survive and thrive, grow and reach maturity in the Humber Estuary again. Part of this project is to bring them back at such a scale that we can help it grow to a self-sustaining population. In an area that's as industrialised as the Humber, those issues are accelerated. So our plan with this programme was to restore them in the natural sequence. And we actually think that doing that as an in combination or a seascape restoration would have maximised benefits or enhance those benefits that we'd see from doing individual restorations on their own.
The restoration methods that the wildlife trusts are using on the Humber Estuary can easily be transferred to other parts of the world. What the wildlife trusts have achieved and us supporting gives me a lot of hope for the future. There's hope that there's committed people out there who know what they're doing, who know what habitats need. All they need is the resource to go out and do it. And that's what we want to support them with.